Hey peeps, I hope you are having a great start to your new year. It seems like some parts of the country, people are just thriving in this unusually warm winter and still out there planting and gardening, while some of us, like me, are experiencing super cold temperatures, sub-zero. I think the lowest we got was negative 37-degree wind chill for like solid like 2 or 3 weeks straight. So I'm so happy to be out of that Arctic blast and kind of heading towards more of our normal temperatures and spring. And it is vision board planning time. Yay! So today we're just gonna do a small little sesh of, you know, planning out our vision for this year, setting some gentle goals, and freaking Brutus. And then also just reflecting on what came of last year, because last year was a big one for us, and I hope it was for you too. Okay, let's get inside. Okay, so I've had this vision board. I've done it with you guys for the past couple of years, and please do not think you have to do a vision board this big. Your vision board can be on the size of a piece of paper. You can do an old picture frame. It can be a page in your notebook, and you can also just start off with Canva and then just set it as your wallpaper background for like your iPad or your phone. Those are totally acceptable, awesome, good options. I just happen to have this old whiteboard hanging around when I made my vision board a few years ago. Okay, so now is a good time to grab your notebook, tea, drink, whatever, and follow along with me on some of these little prompts. Otherwise, just throw me on in the background as you do your pinning and planning and cutting. What I like to start out with for planning my vision board though is intentions. Okay, so this just means plucking like 1 to 3 words that are really meaningful to you on how you want the next year to feel. And I like to pick words that I can easily kind of remember the why I picked them and why they're meaningful to me, to really help filter goals and decision making through, to make sure that I'm still honoring myself and my dream, my vision for that year. It's okay if these words change. I've already changed my vision board words twice, but more like tweaked them, because I picked a couple of words at first and then I found I was like, why did I pick that? Okay, for example, so one of my words I picked was linger, and then I kept thinking like, wait, why did I pick this? I mean, now I know why I picked linger. Was because I wanted to challenge myself to question, like, am I actually taking in this moment with my kids and my husband and my animals, or am I just rushing through it to get to the next thing? And so that's why I picked linger. I want to linger longer with my loved ones, but it was like too much friction. So now I moved away from that. I picked 2 words, and it's restore, audacity. These probably seem like such strange words to pick, but let me tell you why. There's so many areas of my life where I've already learned the skills, learned the lessons, picked up the knowledge, know lots of ways to skin a cat. Sorry for the word. Sorry for the phrase. But seriously, I've just absorbed and acquired so much that I really want to restore the practice of doing them. I want to restore my skin. I wear a lot of my health issues on my face, and that makes me really self-conscious a lot of the time. A lot of people probably don't know that about me because I have a YouTube channel and I'm very outgoing, but that's something that I battle with frequently. I want to restore family time, you know, with the hustle of moving into a new house and then starting a new job and doing this and doing that, starting new schools. And then, you know, it just sometimes the routines that you know and love, or even just know that are good for you, health, relationships, spiritual practices, those things can sometimes get pushed to the wayside when we're rushing to the next thing, or just trying to get by. And so I want to restore those routines again. So it's a lot of just all the things I know that I should be doing or that my heart wants to do. It's just putting it to practice. No more procrastinating. We're doing all the skills that I already know how to do. I want to actually start doing them. Okay, and then my other word was audacity, which probably also feels like, what? This is kind of a taboo word, and I actually mean it in the best way possible, I promise you. Brave and bold to be new, be a beginner, claim an identity for yourself. Like, really, like I have the audacity to call myself a flower farmer, a florist, a chicken, keeper. Like, I have the audacity to say that. Yes, I do. And I'm going to also have the audacity to say that I'm trying to start a wholesome, regenerative, small scale farmette, and teach my kids how to while I'm learning myself. So kind of like audacity for me is just really pushing that fire of being brave and just claiming my name. Okay, next. So now that we've got our intention words, this is where we can do our goal setting, and that'll help us decide kind of more specifically what goals we want to set that are going to align with the vision that we have. So we're using those words as a filter to put our goals through. I broke my goals up into 6 sections. So the first section is mind and body. The second section is social, spiritual time. The third section is the garden. I have to have a whole section for the garden. Then heart hobbies, then financial clarity, and lastly is side hustle. Your goals, which are just like categories of your life that you want to see changes. You can just kind of like spend a few minutes doing some like journaling on what they mean to you, how you would want to see the changes, because then we can figure out what pictures and stuff will evoke that, or what pictures could represent a close idea of the end goal of, like, you could check that off, sort of a thing. So for one of my goals, mind and body, for a long time, even still, like, my brain wants to think that you have to be like super dedicated to 30-minute HIIT workout routine in order to even consider something a workout or exercise or activity and movement. So I'm trying to change that dialogue to just getting something physical that gets me warm, makes me feel like I'm doing some sort of like stretching or strengthening. It could be like a burst of 30 minutes, high energy level cleaning. It can be doing some sort of like yoga or Pilates with like a light weight, or longer duration, that sort of thing. Just trying to, biking, walking outside, I don't know, playing with the kids at the park, just something like that. I'm considering that as exercise. So my goal is to do more of that movement once a day. Just try to get like 20 minutes of something like that gets me warm. Now, my back was an issue earlier this year, so that really kind of also put into perspective that I need to take care of my mind and body, that this is the vessel I have for the rest of my life to take me through my life, and I really want to take care of it. I don't need to be looking like a supermodel. I got no business with that goal, but I do want to know that, like, I'm strong. I don't have, I don't want to just deal with aches and pains. I don't want that to be my life. So I'm really going to focus on doing core yoga twice a week to really help keep my back and my core strong so that I don't get injuries like that. And then another goal of mine is to do cycling once a week. I have an indoor cycle that my husband got me. I absolutely love it. I mean, the elliptical is one of my favorite machines, but the cycle is pretty close behind. And the reason why is because I also have a really nice Schwinn bike that has the kid carrier, like the car seat that's attached on the back. So I want to do that. I want to go once a season we have these really nice bike trails. It's very close to me. And I want to do that once a season with or without the kids. So cycling once a week is on my goals. Washing my face, taking vitamins, and drinking water. That's also I need to do. It's so silly, but I need to put those as goals because I really want to clear up my skin, and I also want to, if this is what my skin looks on the outside, I want to make sure the inside is also being taken care of too. So the water, supplements, and washing my face is on my goal daily. So next goal is social spiritual time. And this is kind of where I'm going to have to filter my decision making through my intentions of Restore and Audacity to make sure that I'm not signing up for, you know, wine tasting just because it's fun. I would love to do a wine making class with the strawberries that I pick, with the mulberries that I harvest. That sort of thing that'd be fantastic because it's, you know, it's a skill. I'm learning to preserve. I'm using the fruit and the produce from my land. And then I can, you know, it's got that dual purpose where I'm doing something with friends. So that's something that is my goal, is to just really say no to more social friends events that aren't very specifically aligned to what I'm trying to accomplish here this year. Other thing too is more snail mail, more phone calls. I seriously want to get rid of Snapchat, chit chat. I want to stop responding to people on Facebook Messenger. It is just so frustrating for me to have to check multiple platforms for the same 5 people I talk to. I would much rather someone explain a funny reel or meme that they saw to me than just constantly sending me this stuff. I don't enjoy doom scrolling. It's not something I like to do. No. If I'm on my phone, I'm usually probably reading a recipe and comparing prices of greenhouses and making my list of plants and doing research on, you know, apothecary and herbs. And so I really don't love watching all the memes and things. I'm so sorry, but please stop sending me stuff. Call me or text me. Anything else, I'm really going to have to start saying, no, I'm not responding to that. If you're a close friend of mine, if you're my family, you have my phone number. That's it. Okay, I said my piece, sorry. So now on the other side of that is I do want to make sure that my friends and family and people I care about know that I am thinking of them and that I can show up on time in the way that I can in that capacity in that moment. And so I want to get a lot better at sending a birthday card and a small gift on time. I can't promise you I'm going to be at wherever. I can't promise you that I'm going to be able to spend more than $10 on you. I did a list of all the people that I would want to send birthday cards or, you know, graduation card or any of that, and I have like 35 people on that list. Can you imagine if I sent 35 people bought a $10 card, because nice cards are like $8 to $10 now, and then on top of it tried to find a $20 gift? That's a lot of money. Sorry, I really want a greenhouse. So I'm gonna still try to be very thoughtful and present in the capacity I can. That's true to me. Which brings us on to my garden. I really want to establish long rows that are irrigated, staked, specific for my flower farming journey. So that's like dahlias, sunflowers, snapdragons, zinnias, and celosia are my big 5 flowers that I want to see in bouquets regularly this summer. The other thing with my garden is I want to establish some 4x4 garden beds, probably between 8 and 10. I really want a greenhouse, and I want to renovate the chicken coop because I need them to be more protected from predators while we're establishing the landscape here, because I don't want them to get picked off. Heart hobbies. This is where a lot of now my free time is going to be spent. And this is kind of like the gentle flex of granny skills that I really want to flex this year, and makes me feel good about looking at a shelf full of, you know, made by me. So it's going to be planning out projects that I like to do that I can also double dip, have a dual purpose. I want to make candles, so I want to make sure that I make a few nice ones that I know other people, maybe whose birthdays and stuff are coming up, sense that they would like, and then done. I got that. I made something. I love it. I would love it myself, and I can give it as a gift. Heart hobby is also learning to make my family's birthday cakes and their favorite birthday cakes, and then awesome if I can do it with them. But I definitely want to get my older son onto more dinners. Like he needs to learn how to cook. It's a great skill to have. Also, I wish I would have learned herbs and how different seasonings work and what I liked earlier on. Oh, and the big one is pottery. Pottery. You guys are gonna see a ton of pottery videos. Lots of garbage is gonna be made this year with pottery. So that's a huge heart hobby that I'm focusing on. I have a kiln right now. I'm getting all the kinks worked out so I can have it set up at my mom's until my husband builds his shop and gets the hell out of one of the 3 small garages that we have, so that I can have a pottery space. I have a wheel, I have clay. Last year I did a lot of throwing. Like for a year I did a lot of throwing, cup making, but I never fired anything. I also have a smaller microwave kiln that I've kind of played around with, and a separate microwave specifically for that. But again, it's in the shop, one of the shop's garages buried somewhere. So once I get all that stuff unearthed, you'll see a lot of pottery. So I'm very excited. That's going to be a huge thing this year. It's going to be selfish and do things that make me happy and feel good, and more reading books and more canning and preserving and doing arts and crafts that are functional. Art that I just love when something can be a dual purpose, can be beautiful and functional. You know, no more canvases. I have got enough canvases. I need to focus on other things that really light me up. So then the last 2 goals I have are kind of similar. So financial clarity is I need to make a better habit at a monthly audit where I look at everything can be improved, what subscriptions can get removed, and then a weekly pay schedule. So I set a specific day during the week where I know that bills are coming up and I can pay them. Maybe I can pay something a little bit early to help, you know, you kind of can shift things around, but I need to start looking at them more weekly so that I have a better idea of when things come up quicker. Free trials, for instance. Oh, the damn 7th day. It's always on the 8th day I realize, like, oh shoot, I needed to cancel that, and then I'm charged $14.99. Like, that was a half tank of gas, but okay. Then the last thing with financial clarity is working on savings. So like I said, I've got some goals for the garden. I have goals for the home, and I've got goals for work as well. I just need to get an idea of what my savings can be, and then just kind of start deciding what is going to be a priority and not. Side hustle kind of goes into financial clarity, which is, I almost didn't include this, but I think some of us with an entrepreneur spirit find that the side hustle can kind of be like an art form. Like, it's kind of fun to create stuff and make things and then see how you can market it, and kind of like play house, play shop. So I really like to do a side hustle, and if it can help me reach some of the other goals, like getting a dang greenhouse or improving the chicken coop, why not? So a side hustle that I want to do is changing the roadside stand into more of a pop-up CSA pickup. I'd love to sell 10 bouquets a week, and maybe even turn that into 10 subscribers or 20 bi-weekly. So, and what I mean by that is that having pretty much an ongoing list of people that for sure want to purchase my flowers, half a dozen eggs, and then whatever home good I've made from the farm that week. So it could be a sourdough product, it could be a candle, it could be tiger balm, dried loofah scrubbies that I've made. That's, oh my God, I need to increase the loofahs that I grow because I love loofah scrubbies. That side hustle, those are the goals that I have for the side hustle, is really just what can I bring in from the farm with the eggs and the things that I make and do it kind of the fun way, you know, and earn some extra cash. Thoughtfully though, I don't want to start hoarding things and then I've got a bunch of crap in my way. We'll see. All right, so I'm going to get cutting. Thanks again for your time. Seriously, I know it's so busy and you could be anywhere else on anyone's YouTube channel or watching any other video and you're here with me. So I appreciate it so much. I'm so excited for this year and what it brings. Let me know what your intentional words are for 2026 down below. I'd love to see some of the creative language we can use to help inspire each other. So I will see you next time. Bye. I forgot to recap on all the things that have happened since I last left you guys in August when I put up my farm stand. It did really well. In fact, it did so well that I've decided to not have it open to the public like regular hours, and that's why I'm going to do the CSA sort of style, having subscribers or just doing a pop-up with what I have. Because I felt bad when people were coming and, you know, I had like 3 dozen eggs out there and someone would seriously buy them all. And then, you know, a couple of other people would come and there would be like nothing. So because I had so little inventory, I think it was a success. I was selling out. I'm a sellout. We rehomed our kittens because they were a lot of work. I was the only one taking care of them and they were pooping in the sink with dishes. And I said, absolutely not. Oh my gosh. Okay, what else did we do? Oh, we filled in the barn. We looked for a bunch of people, you know, to maybe restore it, use it, masonry people to maybe be able to cover it, and no one wanted to touch it. So we ended up just filling it in so that it's safer and it's not just open to be fallen in and scary death trap. We broke up the cement pad and the silo pad that was where I was gardening. And I think that's where Brad is deciding that his shop is gonna go. So kind of cleared out a lot of things, got rid of some junky junipers that were really dead and dangerous. Boys and I incubated and hatched 4 baby chicks.
Where do I put my egg at?
On the little grid on one of the flower petals.
It sprays this water in here, like every few minutes.
I mean, it's getting warmer and warmer, so.
I'm gonna put the flashlight under the egg and make sure it's good.
Yeah. Okay, well, if I had to guess, I don't know.
You don't know if that one's hatching yet?
It's like half. That, I don't know. It doesn't seem like that's what we're supposed to see. I don't know which way you're supposed to candle it.
Search,
you know?
search it up. Maybe candle it at that yellow spot.
Like, do you candle it on the round side or the tip?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Wait, I think I saw it move a bit.
Did you?
Okay. I see a tiny little nerve.
So you can see a little air pocket.
At least one of those sides will hatch. I wanna put it on there.
No. Let me just. Whoa.
Huh?
This must be the one with the crack. But I don't. Oh, you can see a tiny little crack.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Is it bad?
I don't know.
Let's see.
Whoa. Wow, would you look at that? The one egg so far that looks good is the one that has the tiniest little crack. Oh no, let's hope that baby makes it. So I think that's what we were looking for. Veins. Oh, there it is, yep. Got 2 baby chicks. Oh, you can see it moving. Oh, sweet baby. Okay, let's get it out there. Okay. We won't know until they're born. Oh, so exciting. There's at least 2. Oh, that's so exciting. There's 2. 2 for sure.
Wait, what's that?
Maybe 4. It's just the way the light is reflecting off of the egg through the plastic. For the first time, that was really cool. It was really exciting. And we also, I think we got all 4 our hens. I think they're all 4 girls. In that same period of time, that was crazy. A friend of mine had a chicken coop emergency, so we ended up rescuing a few chickens and adding them to our flock as well. Then it was a lot of garden cleanup in November. And for Halloween we did get some pumpkins out of Pumpkin Alley. So Pumpkin Alley was a success. We got quite a few pumpkins out of that strip of weeds back there that went crazy. So that was really awesome that was able to be a thing. And chickens are tucked in. There's 2 heaters in the coop. They're doing well, even though we had those really cold temperatures. So yeah. Okay, that was just a little side note to get you guys up on what's going on. Anyways, that was just the quick recap. Okay, bye. Bye for real this time.